Hello there and welcome to Football Everyday Euro 2012 edition. I am your host Zack, and in the studio with me, the usual crew, Shaun Orange, Ian Yee. Hello boys, we are here at Manara Star Studios to bring you all the latest on Euro 2012. Last night was the third match of the quarterfinals, and what a matchup it was between Spain and Italy, traditional European powerhouses. Spain and France, there we go. Got my powerhouses mixed up there. Anyway, Spain are through to the semis thanks to a brace by Xabi Alonso. I tell you what, the Spanish have never won a competitive match against the French until now, but that jinx is put to rest now. Ian, what a performance!
What a performance! I didn't think it was the best of performances, to be honest, especially before they brought on Fernando Torres, because for me that whole false number 9 thing, which I hear is the name of your new experimental band, right? The experimental formation with the false number 9. It works with Barcelona. It doesn't work with the Spanish national team for one simple reason: Spain do not have Lionel Messi. They don't have somebody with that pace who can play that false number 9 role very well. Besides, Fabregas is not a false number 9.
Okay. Well, I say what a performance, Shaun, because at the end of the day, the Spanish, they know what it takes to get the job done, and they control the ball for most of the game, and in the end, they took the chances.
Yeah, absolutely. I quite agree with you. I certainly liked the performance. I liked the fact that Spain dominated the game. They didn't really get France to move around. I felt that maybe France missed Nasri. That might be a factor which should have swayed Spain's way. I like the way that they knocked the ball around. They didn't really have as many chances as Spain would normally have under circumstances like that. But I think with their target being the trophy, having won the game, to me quite comfortably, I think job nice one.
Okay, nice one. Well, Ian, worryingly for the rest of the teams in the Euros anyway, the Spanish defense seems to be getting their act together. They looked solid, you know.
Yeah, they did definitely. I think in that back four, Jordi Alba has been the stand-up performer for me. Going forward, fantastic. And even though he's a little guy, he's pretty solid in the tackle. So that's looking good. The whole thing about the animosity between Ramos and Piqué, that hasn't flared up at all. I mean, they've been working well as a partnership, so it's scary.
I think sometimes those issues do kind of get blown out of proportion a little. So being professionals, I think when you get onto the pitch, you kind of leave that in the dressing room or on the bus or at the hotel.
Yeah.
And then when you come out to play against France, then it's game on.
Okay, well, you speak about harmony. One team that seems to thrive on chaos is the French, who going into this massive game seem to have more backroom shenanigans, lots of drama. The match was played without Nasri. Apparently he had some words with Laurent Blanc, and we all know who wins, Shaun, when a player argues with the manager.
That one, I think the way Blanc has handled this call of Nasri, I think quite nice, in the sense that he's made known to the boys who's the boss. I think Nasri has been put in his place. He'll obviously want to play for France again. So if he does want to play for France, then next time he knows what to do. Just keep your mouth shut a little, and then you can get on with playing for your country, man.
But I mean, it was a big miss in the end without Nasri, because he's been one of France's key players, right?
Yeah, but I thought Malouda came in and did a great job. He really went toe to toe with the likes of Iniesta and Xavi.
Yeah.
And he didn't look too out of place. I mean he's no Nasri. Nasri is a fantastic player. But Malouda, I think he held his own, not bad, and I think he provides more defensive cover than Nasri, to be honest. Neither of them do any defensive work normally, but he put his foot in.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, France, they fall at the quarterfinals. Is that their true level, do you think, lads? I mean, can France up the standard of football a little bit?
I would like to believe that them going out at the quarters, that's what they deserve. You mentioned earlier about them having all sorts of issues. I don't think they're the only fellas who have squabbles. I think there's one other team who actually take first prize. France are second, of course. I think Holland are first.
Traditionally,
but France,
that's a whole separate show altogether. It's a special edition. Look out for that, fans. Anyway, it's true. They're not the only team that squabbles, surely, but they seem to pick their moments to do it, don't they, Shaun?
I think it was a bit poor on them to actually have it at this stage of the tournament. Because earlier on, they were supposed to win against England, didn't. For them, that was a blunder, and then of course they finished second in the group, which is even worse because then you get to play against Spain. So I think they brought it upon themselves, man.
Okay. Well, now we got a tasty semi-final in store for us in the shape of Spain versus Portugal. Now, quickly, Ian, this looks like a really exciting matchup. Are Portugal possibly the only team that can maybe match Spain?
Yeah, I think
in footballing stakes.
Yeah, I think in terms of how they're set up, the team, I think they for me they are my pick to spring that surprise. Very solid defensively. I mean, getting there. Not very solid. I wouldn't say that. Sorry about that. But they are getting there, and I think Miguel Veloso has been doing a great job right in front of the back four.
Yeah.
Just distributing the ball, winning it and distributing it, winning and passing out. And in Cristiano Ronaldo and Nani on the wings, they can break really fast. And I'm glad that Helga Postiga is injured, so they can put Hugo Almeida up front, big front man. Ronaldo and Nani get the crosses in, and he can finish it.
Okay, well, lads, a very interesting piece. We're going to talk about this later on, but I thought, why not talk about it now, right? Look, 19 headed goals and still counting at Euro 2012. Very interesting story in today's pull-out. And lads, I want to talk to you a little bit about the amount of headed goals in this tournament we've seen so far. Defending all out at sea, Shaun, or rather people working on set pieces and like?
Well, I think the issue of set pieces has come into the game quite prominently, and there's good reason for that. You mentioned 17. I think it's now up 19, to 19.
It's up to 21 now.
Up to 21. So there was a classic header last night or early this morning, our time, Alonso's first one. I think I think the headed goals do play and will continue to play and even get more prominence as the game develops.
Okay. Do you think this is a sign of maybe the game, making use of the ball, so to speak, Ian? The ball, you put crosses in, it's hard for the goalkeepers to deal with. I've seen the Greek goalkeeper treat the ball like hot potato against the Germans. Imagine what he would do with a few high crosses flung in. It's just the way the game is moving with the lighter balls and that.
The flight of the ball, it's hard to judge, right? That could be a reason. But I also think, in recent years, people always look back to Greece and how they won the Euros. So it's all about now playing on those margins, putting the ball in the box, lumping it to the big old lump in front, and see what he can do with it. That's why Andy Carroll, I think, we're gonna talk about him earlier. And we talked a lot about Gomez, the big guys, right? Mario Mandzukic, so they've done well because I think there's this we're going back to that trend in football.
Okay, excellent stuff. Well, lads, next up we're going to talk to you about England versus Italy. That's going to come up after this break, so keep it locked right here on Football Every Day. Good stuff. Hello there and welcome back to Football Everyday Euro 2012 edition. Right lads, this evening it's a tasty one. England versus Italy. I've got the teams right this time round. Shaun, I tell you what, this is quite a strange matchup because you got the Italian Catenaccio against the Italian kind of flair. A bit of a role reversal, but it's what the press have been saying, right? This Italian team seems to play a lot more whilst the England team have reverted to being a more defensive type. Interesting matchup.
Oh, it looks an excellent game. There's seriously a lot of promise for an exciting encounter. I like the way England and it's really been played up that they're coming together nicely. The confidence is there. I don't like the idea that now the British media is saying, "Oh, we've already won." We've already won the tournament. That's
doesn't take a lot for the British media to get all excited.
Exactly. Right? And that's the problem. When they came into the tournament, they wouldn't have made the quarters, and then everything changes. Italy have got reason to play well, and we all know through history that they do play well towards the end of the big tournaments. So I think what we have here is an excellent game of promise. Well, what really needs now to happen is just for the teams to go out there and play like how we think that they can play.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you, Ian, Roy Hodgson, he seems to have brought back some solidity to England, right? They've become more defensive, but it seems to be working. You like this ploy? I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah. I think that's all that they're left to do, right?
Yeah.
Like Scott Parker made a good point. He said, not everybody's gonna. How many teams can you see playing like Spain? Not everybody's gonna play like Spain.
Yeah.
We can't play like Spain. We gotta know our limitations, play to our strengths, which is why I think one of their strengths is Andy Carroll. Direct football. Go straight to the big guy.
It's interesting because there's a lot of parallels between both of these teams, and one of the things is the way Roy Hodgson has said that Italy, one thing that they're great at is playing to their strengths, right? I mean, previously was the Catenaccio. No one really liked that style of football, but Italy made it effective, and in a way, this is England has adopted that attitude. Make themselves hard to beat. You like this? Shaun?
I don't necessarily like it, but I think it's been effective.
Yeah.
But I think for me, one of the more not intriguing, but like nice comparisons are the goalkeepers. The goalkeepers in this game today are probably the two best goalkeepers in the world, and. Joe Hart for me, of course, for good reason.
As a Man City fan, no.
I quite think that Joe Hart is the best goalkeeper in the world. I loved Buffon for a long time, and I still rate him as one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Top quality.
Exactly. I mean, there's no team, club or country that he wouldn't kind of fit into without a problem.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well, Ian, for Italy, one of your favorite players, Cellini, he's going to be missing through injury. How big a miss is this, and can England capitalize?
That is huge. He's a fantastic defender. I think he's very similar in mold to Vidic.
Yeah.
So of course, as a United fan, I rate him very highly. But that's going to be a very big miss. But the good thing about this Italian team is actually they haven't been very negative.
No.
They've been very solid defensively, but that doesn't mean they're negative. They've been very positive. They press very high up, and that is how they unsettled Spain a bit. They've been pressing. The midfielders have worked very hard to protect Pirlo, of course.
I think just to add on what Ian is saying, this team, the Italian team that we have playing today, is made up of some seriously good quality players.
Younger players.
Yes, you're going to be missing one or two key players, but those who will come in to cover are not bad, and those who are in there. What excites me, or what makes me excited, I should say, is if Balotelli plays. And I know don't go to the City point again. But he is, he can be one of he's a player who can bring something to the game and really kind of turn things up a little. So.
Well, especially against England, right? He will have a point to prove against the English.
Well, more about Balotelli later, but I want to ask you, right? England striking options right now with Wayne Rooney back in the fold, plentiful. Should Roy opt for the Manc combination of Rooney Welbeck, or should he go for maybe a more physical approach to unsettle Italy's makeshift defense? Put Carroll in there, perhaps. What do you think, Ian?
I think actually Carroll will work better because with Daniel De Rossi playing for the Italians, there's a height disadvantage first of all.
Yeah.
But if you play anything on the ground, he's gonna hack it clear. He's fantastic. His reading of the game is fantastic. He gets there first. He boots the ball clear. So if you're gonna try to go through the middle, it's gonna be tough. But you put a cross in, he might struggle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, your man Balotelli, right? The critics have been kind of sitting on the fence as to whether this man should start. The question is, should he start? Can he be trusted to start here, Shaun? I mean,
this thing is not about trust anymore. This thing is about if you want to win it or not.
We've seen Mario blow up in a few games when he's come on, or anything can happen with this lad. That's the thing; it's unpredictable.
Well, that's part of his package. Yeah. But I liked his swivel goal the other day, and we all know that he's got excellent talent. The only thing is, I think the point you're trying to make is if he can just keep his head kind of screwed on. So, but should he play? Should he start? I would start him.
Okay. Well, England got the certain Julian Lescott who knows all about Mario Balotelli. All right, lads. Before we wrap this up quickly, can Italy dare to dream? Can England dare to dream? How do you call this, Ian?
This is a tough one, but I think Italy will win.
Okay.
I'll have to go with England.
Have to go with
Alright.
England. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna be having English as well. So look forward to
2-1.
seeing it tonight and then talking about it tomorrow. Until then, enjoy your football. Football every day. Signing off.
Yeah.
See you.